Hi, this is Rex.
And this is Cole. And I'm going to be talking about my former gaming sin of gotcha games. Rex, do you know what gotcha games are?
Not really. Can you explain them further?
Okay, so a gotcha game is basically like it's like a loot box game, right?
Hmm.
Except I guess the primary goal of it usually is to unlock characters. So you acquire the in-game currency, or not the in-game currency, the paid currency somehow while playing or by paying for it, and then you spend money on these rolls, and they give you a random chance at a character.
Okay.
Yes, and that's kind of the basic gist of it.
Hmm.
Now I don't know if immediately that kind of
I think
activates
I've
your
I
warning
think I've
systems.
played a gacha game before. I think I played
All right, do you remember which one it was?
Summoner something.
Summoner's War.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like that.
I
Summoner's
played
War
Summoner
is like
Wars.
is like well, pretty. I think Summoner's War is a lot more popular in the West than some of the ones I played.
Hmm.
But yeah, there it's all the same thing. It's all the same crap. Um, and I hate them now.
Hmm.
I I used to I was interested in trying a lot of these, despite them being mobile games, because I thought they were very pretty.
Hmm.
But they kind of slowly broke me over time, and I don't know kind of where you want to start with this, but
So did you pay and did you buy any Modern Station stuff?
so here's the thing. No, I
Okay,
think maybe I
that's
did
not
it
too
for like
bad then.
you think, right? You think. See,
But
that's where they get you with a lot of these. And here's where I'm going to start.
okay.
So, I started with a game called Game of Dice, and
Uh-huh.
actually, Game of Dice is probably, weirdly, at least at the time of playing, was kind of the one that was like the gateway drug. Even though honestly, it's probably the most random and unfair of all of them. But because it was so random and unfair, like me paying to like get stuff in it, or like or like, and if you did, it wouldn't matter because you're basically just playing Monopoly. Uh, so like, didn't matter. None of what you did actually affected any of your chances to win. It's probably different now, but that was kind of my start. I eventually stopped at that, and I moved on to like another one called Lord of Dice, and that's kind of when things started getting harder or worse. It's
Hmm.
because the thing is, a lot of these games you don't pay, or you don't have to pay. They'll give you the currency, but if you spend more time, if you share it with friends, and a lot of these games, like the one you're seeing here, is the one that kind of like was the last one I tried with Dragalia Lost. I wanted a character, like they have characters you can't get through Gacha, and you can only get through grinding the same mission over and over to get a chance, or not to get a chance, to unlock whatever themed character it is for that
So
like
you can't pay for it.
you can't even pay for that. Yeah,
That's
you
good.
have.
I think that's a
See,
good thing.
I thought so too. That's the thing. That's what got me in. Because like I thought that it would be like a better system. I was like, oh, this game lets me work to get the rewards I want. Uh, but the problem is that you just grind super. It's like an MMO, and the problem is that when I play a mobile game on my phone, right, I'm not spending MMO time on it. It's like as gross as it is, it's when I'm on the toilet, right? It's when I'm on the bus. It's not like what I'm going to be freaking sitting down and doing for several hours, but that's what I was doing. And it just sucked. And so that's kind of my problem is, I guess, the best way to put it. Like, is that so many of these games don't actually require you to spend a lot of money. Dragalia Lost drops, like the one we're seeing here, drops like lots and lots of the paid currency. It just gives it to you,
Hmm.
like just all the time.
That's good.
Um, that's good. Again, you think so, but the thing is, you gotta be there all the time. You gotta show up for your dailies. You gotta do all this stuff. You gotta play on the game's time. And I realized after like a lot of this happening to me multiple times, like there are multiple games that this happened to me with that I got burned with. Uh, Eventually, like you just realize that all this time you spent, like hours, like days that you spent trying to do this,
Well,
just
that's
amounts to
just
nothing.
games. I think that's just games in general that Some
See,
games
here's
are time sucks or
but that's not the thing about it though. Like for me, it's less of the fact that like it was less of the fact that like, oh yes, games are time sinks. More like I was scheduling time. I was making time for this game when the game should be respecting my time, I guess is the best way to put it. Like when I play a single player game, right? I play on my own schedule when I want to play it, and the game waits for me. But because of FOMO, now I have to be like, oh, well, I have to play now because otherwise I'm not going to get this thing. And I wasted so much time that I could have been productive trying to get this like thing that was only going to be here for a limited time.
well,
And
every gamer has their inclinations to get sucked into certain type of games, and we just gotta
oh,
be
I mean,
aware
of
of that.
course, it's well, yeah, exactly. It's poking at it's poking at like your like
And some
vices,
people
like
need to avoid these type of games. Some people are okay with them just fine, and they
I
just
guess
they don't play. They don't have to play every day.
yeah, they don't have to. But the thing is like for me, right?
Yeah,
Like I want characters. I like unlocking stuff.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, like there's this character you can get for free,
Well,
but you have to play, and and it's only here for a limited time.
in the future you shouldn't play these type of games because
Oh, I know. Well, I
now.
personally though think that games should respect your time though. That's the thing I've kind of come to I think understand with this is that like like you were where you're talking about with your like leveling stuff in your NBA thing, right? Like you would be a lot more happy with it if it just like lets you just play the game normally instead of having to deal with this arbitrary grinding mechanic.
Well, yeah. Well, I wouldn't mind a little grinding, but they take it over. It just gets. They just make it more and more grindy every year.
Exactly. And that's a problem with these kind of microtransaction systems, right? Is because if they make it harder to get the things that you want, then that means there's a money incentive. So that's a problem right there. And like if you don't have the money, then you're playing the game all the time, which means that you're a player base for the people that are paying to either be crushing or to always be around when they want them. So I don't know. It just feels really manipulative.
Eh, yeah, some games, these type of games are manipulative. I mean,
And the
they're using
problem is they're all so
psychology.
pretty. Sorry, go ahead.
They're just using casino psychology.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to. But when I go to a video game to play a video game, I don't go to, I'll go to a casino if I want to do casino things. And
Well,
I wouldn't be so upset about it, I guess, if like I didn't think so many of these mobile games, and as as you'd expect, right?
this
Like they're
battle
all
seems
really
pretty
pretty.
fun.
It looks so pretty. And like the individual like battles are fun. Honestly, I enjoyed them, but like I feel like my progress isn't tied to how much or how far I'm playing in the game or how good I am at the game. It's just showing up.
Well,
As long as
that's
you show up, you progress. But I'm like, no, I want to be good at this game and get rewarded for it. But you don't get rewarded for being good. You get rewarded for just being a pay pig or just showing up.
well,
And it just feels like a waste of time.
it might be a waste of time for you. So you should avoid
And you're
it.
like, oh, okay, everybody has their own thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
everyone has their own games that they get sucked into. They probably
there are
shouldn't play.
so there are so many people that are like apologetic to these sort of things, and I get it,
I mean,
but I still think,
it's you just gotta avoid these type of games if you know you
oh,
have a like.
I
I would
know.
never get sucked. Like I know by looking at this game, I would not get sucked into the game. I know I wouldn't.
No, I mean it's also probably not as much your thing,
Yeah,
possibly,
I do.
because
The
I'm
thing
like,
is, I like playing 2K, but I actually like playing 2K, like the actual
yeah,
baseball. Like I would do
exactly,
that for fun.
yeah, and I think that's also a thing, right? If the general game loop is always fun, then whatever. But I will say a lot of these games are really shallow. Like this one, Dragalia, fun, but there's a lot of shallowness to it. Like every character has like a sphere grid, like in I forget which Final Fantasy has the sphere grid in it, but it has that, and you can level stuff up based on that, but then you gotta wait for like either some cooldowns to hit or for you to get more resources to be able to upgrade your guys. And again, you can't get it just by playing the game and grinding certain areas. You have to wait for those opportunities to arise. Again, you have to play on their schedule to get the things you want.
Same thing. Same thing with Summoners, whatever that game was. Can't remember.
No, I mean that doesn't make Summoners War good.
Yeah.
I
Same thing with
don't
Summoners
know.
War. I played Summoners War. I got sucked into it for like a month, and I
Mhm,
said even 2 months, and I was like,
mhm.
This is enough," and I stopped playing.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I felt. Like I had that, but in a much more intense level, because I was like, man, this game is really cool. This game's really interesting. And then suddenly, like the like dopamine feed, it got like slower and slower, and I kind of the high went away, and the crash came right after. Is I guess the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I for the people that enjoy these games, like I'm happy that you're having fun, but like, gosh dang it, like
People like loot boxes.
people like loot boxes. I just wish, like, look at how pretty this art is. Like, if this was a real game, I would be so in. But like, it's not. There's so many of those. Like, there are artists that are like getting put on. Like, there's so many good developers and artists getting put on these mobile games when they could be making real, actual video games. And I'm
Well,
just like,
these
please, just I
games
want.
make money, so
I know that's the problem. I'm sad. And again, it's a me thing. I get it's a me thing to some degree, but
yeah.
man,
Well, it's a gamer sin for you. You shouldn't play these type of games because you probably have you have
it's a gamer sin
issues
for me.
with this type of game. So
It's a gamer sin for me because I got invested. I fell for the trap, right? Like if you can play these games and have fun and not fall for the trap of like wasting your time on it, then that's great. But I know that there are a lot of people out there that are like, yes, I'm an addict and it's fine, and it's like, no, you're stupid.
okay.
So yes, my gamer sin is that I
Well,
got caught in the trap. I
it's
got too invested. Like, look at how cute these characters are. I hate it.
okay. That's
Sad.
fun. It looks like a nice mobile game to me.
I
Just
know.
so I don't know.
I want to play it again. Looking at this makes me want to play it again. It's a problem. It's an addiction. It is literally like it is a weeb addiction.
Okay. You
Ah,
just want the 5 star or 4 star
just
character
want I
hero,
just want
right?
the 5 star man. I just want the girl with the big boobs. Is that so wrong?
Uh, no comment on that.
I know. I know.
We I did not encourage these type of messaging.
I know why. I know why. Hey,
Anyway,
we talked about the butt removal in Mass Effect. I feel like we've already passed over that.
okay. Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
that does it for this segment. Thanks for listening.
Okay.
Please subscribe, comment. Our goal is to reach 10. We're gonna do a special 10 subscribe video. That's
Please tell me your favorite anime girl that you spent $300 on.